My topic is attention economy. For the last 6 years, I've been off stage because I've never wanted to tell people and bore them to death that, okay, I've been doing this in my organization. This is what I do, right? These are the faculties I bring in. This is what I do. I keep doing all little fantastic things in my universe. And you should be touched to know that what do I do. Stayed away from that. But when the TED opportunity came to me, I just had to grab it because I know my students in ISH, they're doing a fantastic job and their careers, their futures are directly connected to one topic which we wanted to talk about. But as of now, we don't have a designated topic in our curriculum. Maybe at some point of time, I would love to include it. Why? Because I was born in a family where my father used to work with a huge ad agency called JWT or J. Walter Thompson's. So since my childhood, I've grown up with my dad's superiors. They used to come home for discussions in the living room. I've seen Subhash Ghoshal. I've seen Jeet Kantawala. I've seen Alec Padamsee. And just imagine, just listening to them at 5 years of my age, I used to be stunned that what am I listening to them? Just imagine Alec Padamsee in your living room saying, in 2 rupees, in India, what can you get? What? 2 rupees. So naturally, now just imagine, at that point of time, no internet, attention economy. With 2 rupees, what do I get in India? There's a silence, so people are wanting to know the answer. After a 30 seconds pause, Alex says, sugarcane juice. I said, sugarcane juice? I said, with that, you get a lot of freebies. So the ad guru says, with sugarcane juice worth 2 rupees, you get a lot of freebies. What do you get? I said, you get cholera. You get hepatitis B. You get any possible waterborne or foodborne disease that comes free with this 2 rupees worth of juice, which is sugarcane or ganna. That was my first ever learning that yes, if you want to get into that attention zone, you'll have to talk emphatically, and whether you have a PPT or not. At that point of time, there was no PPT. And I was small then. I didn't even know that something called a PPT is going to come up. Now, typically, a 4.5, 5 years old kid, they've grown up with a lot of nursery rhymes, right? So I thought, when I come to this stage on TED, 11 years back, my first ever public speaking assignment, I couldn't even see the first row. It used to be blurred. But now I can faintly see Karthik there from the PG batch, right? I get to say Manish. Gerald, you're clear. First row, very clear. I very subtly asked Soumya, can we switch on the lights? Said, no, we'll spoil the recording. I said, fine enough. Now, let me just talk about attention economy, how it impacts our students in the days to come or the years to come. Now, how many of you know this nursery rhyme called Wheels on the Bus? Raise your hands. Okay, very little. So, lost in the scroll goes the hidden impact. Scroll, like, share. Right? Now, every scroll, click, share. This has got huge impact on our lives. Our means people who are getting into something called either an earned media or a paid media. Now, Anuradha is smiling because she knows that slowly I'm touching the topic which she teaches. And the third one is also, we said owned, earned, and the third media is very, very crucial. We'll come to that a little later. I'll just park it for some time. So the best part is now, everything today, the moment we are in here, so that song, Lost in the Scroll, I'm doubly sure that maybe towards the back, at least 20, 30, 40 people, they are right now scrolling either the social media or getting into some form of notification. It can be a small little bag or a box or a notification. You know, notification is so popular. People who are into a salaried job, do you know what is their favorite notification on the end of the month? Your salary has been credited. Now, on top of that, there is one more notification by Mr. Dipender Goyal and his team. Brilliant. I said, happy salary day. Would you like to order? Notification. Now, notifications are so important in our lives. Now, if you go towards any billing counter in any possible shop, can you think of or can you imagine a particular notification, a sound? Very, very popular. It has got 5 notes. So I'm very, very inclined musically. So there are 5 notes. Now, all right. These days, we talk about the EV evolution done by Punit Goel and team called a company called Blue Smart. They are into clean energy and beautifully done up EV fleet of cars, of cabs, right? So if you book an EV from Blue Smart, you'll get to hear, on confirmation, there are 3 notes. Da, da, da. This is what happened. Da, da, da. Now, today, if you want to refill your Amazon Pay wallet, it'll be very Indian classical-ish. Da, 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 da. Oh, now people are slowly altering your habits that all of us, in the era of attention, now this has been researched since the late 60s. So at that point of time, I was not even born. 1971, Herbert Simon, if I remember, he wrote the first book on attention economy. Then came Karen Field, of course. Then came multiple ones. I mean, even there's a book called How to Do Nothing. It's called How to Do Nothing. Beautiful book. Now, if I'm talking about attention economy today in 2024, since again, the students are here, you need to know, we are talking about a huge economy. The digital ad spend budget, or already digital ad spend in 2023. There is a beautiful website called Statista. It's 863 billion US dollars. This year, nothing less than 900. Not trying to predict here, but the trends say so. Now just imagine our students who are getting into this universe in the years to come, they have huge opportunities in areas like, if you sell something, if you're into sales, there'll be someone who'll be backing you up. Like we have a dedicated marketing team, right? So that marketing team backs you up with that 3 types of media. Number 1 is the owned media, the paid media. So you've seen the sponsored posts. As Mehul was talking about, Mr. Ray has done a homestay. Yes, I've managed my own media to create my own attention economy to bring the profits on the month 8 in my first ever venture. So before teaching entrepreneurship, I've burnt my own cash to learn it. How? Now, if you want to boost a post on Facebook, on Instagram, you need to pay. You need to tag your credit card to that, which scares you. But once you tag it, if you are to tag your credit card and pay, let's say, 3,500 rupees to boost a post, unless you've done it, you'll not know. So I have deep sympathy to the people who are trying to boost without not knowing their target audience. It's a mega risk. So if you want only Gurgaon, you'll have to zero in your search or your selection of group to get that attention, because it's your economy, right? Your business, your ventures economy. What do you need to do? You do Gurgaon only. If you want NCR, you need to do NCR. If you want entire North, do North India. If you want to add a little bit of Bombay, do it. If you want Goa, if you want rest of Maharashtra, Goa, everything, please do it. But yes, me being myself, I was so excited because the first time ever I was trying to boost my post on Instagram, I forgot about this universe. The moment I forgot my universe, since my venture was in Manali, so somehow the auto-select in Meta, it takes only one city where you are from, your geographical location. So when on day 3, I didn't have any hits or impressions or views, I was a little surprised. I went back to the platform and I figured out that I've only chosen Manali. So attention economy is very, very crucial when it comes to your number of reach or reaches, your views, your number of impressions. Again, if I talk about my 2 million views in last 1 year, it was not an easy task. It still not is. Because every alternate morning at 7:10, you'll see as a pattern, I'd make sure to publish one blog. Yes, and the content has to be owned by me. It's not about content. So what has happened in my life, I'll have to connect it to some form of attention and send it to the universe. My universe would be about 16,000 followers on LinkedIn and their followers and their followers and their followers. Now, today if we talk about power of doing nothing, when Mr. Anand was talking about it, yes, I've studied it as a topic. It is. Now, when you talk about creativity, fantastically done by Mr. or Dr. Arora, that's another interesting topic. You have to be creative continuously, and LinkedIn has got a creators button. So if you want to be a creator, please choose yourself in your attention economy that you are a creator within LinkedIn, then you can publish your content. Now, you know what is this called? People call it teleprompter. People call it teleprompter, but in the FedEx circle, people who are into a lot of logistics, a lot of speakership, they talk about it as a confidence monitor. Seriously, this is called the confidence monitor. So many a times, when you're feeling a little uncomfortable, you look at it. But for us, people who have been speaking for some time now, for me, it's a clear-cut slide. What do you think I don't want to give it to the monitors? Immediately, the attention goes right. You crane your neck to watch these 4 screens. So, yes, during my stint with ISH as a full-time employee, for last 6 months, I have got precisely 6 lakh impressions with about 2 lakh of unique views. Now, to do that, I had to do 182 blogs multiplied by 300 words, and every alternate day or at least twice a week, I have to continue this. Now, first of all is content, right? So the quality of content which goes out to the media or to your social media is very, very crucial. All of you, if you are marketing yourself to your future employer, or maybe if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to launch yourself to your future set of customers, your clients, or even your venture capitalists, your investors, please make sure that your content is compelling. Your content is compelling. Let me give you an example. Heard about Naughties? Noughties. 2000 to 2009 used to be called as Naughties. Just after that, there was a brand called Hertz into the taxi rental space. They were the number 1 in the world. And guess what? There was a number 2 as well. It was called Avis. So Avis was struggling to beat Hertz in their own game. So they consulted an agency who had to work on their attention economy, right? So 1971 research, 1990 research, now so many books. Their agency said that what are you trying to do now in this era? They said, we are trying harder. That became the campaign. So 2 billion negative to $1 billion positive within the next 6 months was just we try harder campaign. Now in India, there are beautiful campaigns if we look at today's universe, and I'm slightly prone towards startups these days because grown-up companies have done it all. So we've seen nothing official about it, right? That's, of course, the Coca-Cola and Pepsi were. Now, today, if I talk about the content, let's say a Sleepy Owl coffee. They don't have a paid content, right? They have an insider. Maybe one of their marketing executives would just knock at the screen and said, knock, knock. Do you know that recently we've changed the design of a jar. So one of the co-founders, Arman Sood, he was in this campus a couple of months back. So I remember in 2018, I had told Arman, pro bono of course, I said, Arman, you need to come to the mainstream. Please launch your proper coffee. I mean, those coffee bags is fun. Absolutely, they're fun, but create some coffee, right? If you want to mix something called a chicory is fine, but please make some coffee, a bottled coffee, which can be instantly mixed and just added with some milk and sugar, and then you can have it. That times it's difficult. But today, I'm very happy to see that knock knock, we've just changed the shape of a jar. Now the jar was a standard, very, very Davidoff-like jar. Now it has become an owl-like jar. Content. Now I was talking about that notification. Now, if there's a bloop in the morning, we know it's LinkedIn. We have a notification. If it's a ping, we know, okay, we've connected someone. So I had requested for some connect 3 months back. That person has accepted my connect request. Comments. Now, there's something called a click fraud. There's something called an impression fraud in our social media. So that kills the attention economy many a times. So we've paid for it. We know that something is beautifully happening. But a competitor has engaged an agency commercially to just increase your number of clicks. But when you want to get into your comments, your interactions with your posts, there isn't. Nothing is there. Now you have Riot, you have favorites, you have shares, you have earned media, everything in place. But only thing I would like to say that if you keep scrolling with contents, please do it. But at the same point of time, there is nothing wrong. Because tomorrow in the morning, again, probably I'll just take out this entire experience of speaking to you all, a wonderful audience, and I'll again pop it up to my social media. But when a couple of us are having a meal, right, with our families or with our dear ones, before you take a photograph, have a meal first. Have a coffee first. Enjoy the atmosphere. Enjoy the money. There's nothing wrong in it. So maybe someone else is trying to alter your behavior by compelling you to take a photograph and then share it. Many times I also do that. Agree. But slowly we need to come back to that field that unless it's an absolute must, I deeply respect Chef Zubin that he is absolutely averse when it comes to unnecessarily use social media during you have a deep walk. So students, please stick to your deep walk, and if you have a window when we need to do your social media, that's more respected. And at the same point of time, when you launch in your career, all your earned, paid, and of course, your own media will come into your life in a new avatar, and just embrace it. That's all. Thank you so much.